Hi there, this is Luisa Heinzel. Welcome to my channel. So this is another episode of my little Ocean Eyes Junk Journal series that shall show you how to make a junk journal from start to finish. Today I would like to show you some ideas for tags and journaling cards. So of course, what would a junk journal be without tags and journaling cards? So I would like to show you how to create such a little tag booklet like this one here, or yeah, similar like this one, because exactly the same I think I'm not able to do. And we are going to create these two journaling cards here. So the one has this little belly band and it has included a little tag here so that you can write something on top. And the back side is like this, much space for journaling. And the other one has this little tuck spot here so that you can tuck another journaling card here behind. And this whole thing is a journaling card itself as well. So you have here the back side where you can journal here, or also you can tuck something behind here like so. So let's get started. I'm using my ephemera pack that comes with the Ocean Eyes digital printable collection, but of course you can also use some other papers that you have. If you need such giant tags, for example, you can also cut those out of some scrapbooking paper or out of magazines, and then back that thinner magazine paper with some other papers so that they get a little bit more sturdy. So you don't need a digital printable to follow this tutorial. If you want to see more ideas than I'm showing you today, please check out the info box. Excuse me, please. I just had a coffee and now I'm a little bit struggling with my voice. Sorry. Normally coffee does the opposite thing with my voice, but sorry. So if you want to check out some more ideas than I'm showing you here today on making some text and journaling cards, and if you are able to speak German, or if you don't mind if a video is in German, then please check out the info box. I've linked an Instagram video of my friend Sonja. She is Elise Klatschmohn on Instagram, and she is cooperating here with me during this Ocean Eyes series. She's one of the people who is working with my digital printables as well, and she has a video today also on her Instagram account. So she hasn't a YouTube channel, but you can watch that on her Instagram. It's linked down below in the description box. Okay, so let's start with making this little booklet here. So first of all, we will need some tags that have exactly the same size. So if you want to use the Ocean Eyes ephemera pack, then you will have 3 of those tags, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, I think there are 3, and you need 2 of them. And when you cut them out, they are the same size. If you use scrapbooking paper, then please cut them just into the same size. And the first thing that I now want to do is, I would like to create some pages that can go into this little booklet later. So we have to choose some papers that would match this, of course. But you can also use what you have. You can use some book pages or some magazine pages, some coffee dyed paper, some eco dyed paper, whatever you have. I have this one here, so that's also from my Etsy shop. That's the Ocean Eyes journal backgrounds. So the first thing that I want to do is I want to make sure that I have something that can fit into the shape of my tag as a page later. So this seahorse would be really nice. I can't put this tag here until the very edge, because then it would be really near to the edge of my tag. So I'm putting this approximately to the middle. Of course, you can also measure that with a ruler, but I like to do it like so. And then I'm just, making 2 little marks where the width of this tag is here on my paper. And then I'm just cutting this little strip here with my cutting machine. Okay, so this is off now, this little edge. And then I can take my mark here that I've made before and fold my paper like so. So that's the width of this tag. You can also check that if that really fits. I think that's just wonderful. Then you take it, when you have it like this, you put it to the other side again, and then you fold this to this side until you reach this little edge here, like so. And then you can cut it with your cutting machine, or you can also just tear it like so. Then we have that, and then I make my life really easy, and I take this tag as a template, putting this here to the bottom, and take my scissors, and then I'm just cutting around this little thing here in this shape of the tag. And when I take this off, I have a double page in the shape of my tag. So that's, I think, the most easiest way. I will just make 2 more of these so that we have some more pages in our booklet, and then I will be back. Okay, so here we go. Here I've used this yellow straw paper. I think that looks really wonderful in combination with the tags. And then I can take this one, put the next page inside here like this. So if it's the same like you would make a signature for a junk journal, put that here. And I've also made this little thing here because I wanted to show you that it's not important that the pages are the same size, of course. You can also put something like this here. So I've just folded the book page that I had, and it's obviously not wide enough, but this would look really nice as well. This frames here would be really interesting, and then you can check if it's the right length. I mean, when you have this angle here, and you can just cut what it's too much here on the bottom, like so. And then you can also, of course, put such a page into here. You can make variations, of course, like you want. Okay, so then we have this. We will just put that aside, and then I have my both tags, and I want to have those as the cover for this little booklet later. So I need to make sure that these are a little bit more sturdy than they are now, and I want to have them a little bit bigger. So yeah, that the tags go not the same like this edge here, but that they are a little bit bigger, like we would do it with the junk journal as well. There we would also make yeah, the cover a little bit bigger than the pages are. For that plan, I have cut 2 of these pieces of the straw paper, and if you want to look at this, I will just glue them there. This is a little bit bigger, so I've just put those to the paper, and then I've cut around it, and I eyeballed that so that I have yeah, around about 2 or 3 millimeters. I think it's 3 millimeters around. Of course, you can make this frame here as big as you want, and I think this looks really interesting. And it's really nice, and especially when it's sewn later, it's really sturdy, and it's, yeah, looks cool. So then I will do it here the same, and I would suggest to glue this only in the middle first. That has a few reasons why I'm doing it like that, because sorry. If you want to go around with your sewing machine, there's no need to glue the whole thing. Even if you want to only to glue it, you can do it like this as well, and I will explain you why. So first of all, we have to decide if we want to have this on the front or if we want to have this on the front. So here I've put this little mermaid here, and my father octopusy fishy here on the back side. So perhaps we can try it and do it the other way around so that you can see some variations of this. So if this shall be the cover, then of course it will open later like so. The pages are here, and this thing will go like so, and it will close like this. And when I have this, I take it and I place it like so. So that's, yeah, here I have to bring it together in a way to make a cover out of it, of course. And I would like to take, excuse me, please. I would like to take some sari silk to bring that together. So where is the beginning of this thing here? I don't know. Sorry. Or perhaps the end is a little bit flatter, yeah. Okay, so first of all, I'm taking a little strip of this sari silk. I'm measuring this with my eyes, so I'm going until this little angle here is beginning, and here, of course, to the end of the whole thing. A little bit longer for my opinion, because then you can make it like so that the end looks not such cut. And we will need 2 pieces of the same length. Okay, so now I take this and I go in here with my glue stick and put this sari silk inside here. And now you could think, okay, why hasn't she glued the sari silk first? That has a really simple reason. When I have this thing, I always have the problem when I put this here, that it looks a little bit strange. I mean, you could put it on top of the tag and just sew around or just glue it. But for me, this looks strange in this case. On this tag, it would be not such a problem, but I can't decide that while I'm having the pieces loose on my table. And for me, it's easier to bring this into here. It's a little bit tricky, but you can just do it like so, and then bring this under the tag. I mean, you could also use a fabric that's a little bit more straight than my sari silk is, and then you have it like so, and it's underneath the tag, and for me that looks better. But I always can't decide when I want, how I want to do it when I have the pieces loose on my table. And I wanted to show you this trick if you perhaps have the same problem that you can't imagine how that would look in the end. So that would be the trick. Now I will go, so later I will go to my sewing machine and sew. But if you want to do it without a sewing machine, then of course now you can take some glue, put it into here and press it, and then you have it. Don't do it with such a glue stick, but instead of that, use such a thing that has this tiny tip here on top, so that you can get the glue easily inside. And yeah, you will have some more decisions, I mean easier decisions, or how can I say that, if you would do it like so. But yeah, if you are able to imagine how you want to do it, and then please just do it like you want it. So now we are putting this here like so. Make sure that the fabric or the sari silk is really flat, and we need a little space. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. I can see that through the silk here. We will need a little space here on the inside, so you can just do it like so, so that we have the chance to put the pages in. So when I have my pages here, I have to make sure that when I put them in here and I close this, that it closes really easily and really flat. So if you have that on your table and it's flat like this, then everything is okay. If it's like so, then please just make this little slot here a little bit bigger. So this is about, I would say, 2 millimeters, I think. And my table is a little bit sticky. I don't know why. Sorry. I'm back in a second. Okay. So there I'm back. Now we can glue this to the back side, the second piece of the sari silk. Okay, so now I have this. Now I will go to my sewing machine and I will sew around this tag. I will sew around this tag, and then I will turn this around and I will take my little pages here, my little signature. I will bring everything into place, fix it with some paper clips here, and then I will sew with a straight stitch over here. Of course, you can also, if you don't have a sewing machine or you don't want to sew, you can also do this with this 3-hole pamphlet stitch and just sew it in like you would sew in a signature into your junk journal. Okay, so here we go. As you can see, I've stitched around here, and I've also included this little thing here. So that's a piece of sari silk as well. Of course, you can use any piece of fabric, any scraps that you have to put that here. On the other one, I've put that here on the bottom because I thought that would look more harmonious with this mermaid. Here I wanted to have it on the top because I thought here on the bottom is going on really much with this image, and so I decided to make it like so. But here you can compare it and see what you like better. And now I would like to decorate this a little bit. So the inside here of course is a little bit plain here on the back sides, and also this straw paper looks a little bit empty. So I would just take out some distress oxides, some distress inks, some sprays, perhaps, I don't know until now, because that's an intuitive process. I think I have a mistake here. What's that? Look at this. I think I haven't sewn exactly in the middle, or what is this? Don't know, but okay, so it's a junk journal. Don't care about that. I will just find some ideas to for stenciling or with sprays or whatever, some stamping, some washi tape, some little collages. So I will give you a little speed up and some music of this process. So please take a cup of coffee or whatever and enjoy. Okay, so here we go. I think this is finished. And as you can see, I've used really easy methods to jazz this up a little bit. Some washi tape, some stamps, some stenciling, and also, some stenciling only with some coffee. So what you could see in this little bottle here, it's only some coffee that I've sprayed here, and I think the stencil came out really nice. It's really abstract, but I absolutely love this. You can still journal here on top. It's such light that this would be possible, and I think that's great. I've also used those stamps that came within the Your Creative Studio subscription box of the month of July. So I think these stamps are absolutely great, and I love this washi tape. It's really cool, I think, for such a little booklet like this. And here as you can see, I made some experiments with distress oxide and coffee, and that turned out really great. I think I'm absolutely in love with this, how this turned out. Yeah, so hopefully you like this. So that's the one thing that we've made today, and I think I can be proud of my so what I wanted to say, of course, we are not finished. Sorry, we are not finished. So we of course can also make some holes here. I just have to make sure. Okay, so here in this smaller paper it will be a little bit strange, but that's not the problem. It's a junk journal that this will go in later. So I will go in here with my crocodile and just make a hole like this through all the pages. Now we have it like so, and oh, that's great. Look at this. That's also, yeah, really cool. I like that. And when you have this, of course, you can decide if you want to put in here some eyelets or that stuff, or you could also use those little protection rings here. So these hole protectors, and put this like so on the back side, and you could also, of course, put that to every page, and I will just show you how that would look. I think I have not enough here. I have to make some more, or do I have some somewhere? No. Let's see. So these little things I've made the same way like we made those labels the other day. I've taken a whole sheet of such protection rings. It looks like this when it's plain, and then I went over it with some distress oxide with a tool like this, just covered the whole sheet, and then later on I stamped over that with some permanent ink to get a little bit more interest to these little circles. So as you can see, these are some butterflies that I've stamped on top, but when you have the single piece and this single protection ring, you wouldn't see that those are butterflies, or if you see it, it's also interesting, I think. And that's a great way to make these holes a little bit more beautiful. But where sorry, so I knew that I have some more, so let's put the rest here. And I think that's beautiful because now every page looks like a tag itself. So it can, the look of the page can stand for itself, and I think that's great. And it's also a way that makes this thing not too bulky. This is relatively flat, even if all of those protection rings are coming together here in this one point, but it's relatively flat. And now you can of course decide if you want to add some ribbon or whatever to some of those tags, or to every tag. It would be perhaps a little bit too much, but I think it looks also great if you put such a thing only to one of the middle tags, so not on the front and the back piece, because that is something that everyone would expect. But what about putting it, for example, here to the middle, like so, and then later on it will peek out here. This paper is really thin, so I don't want to have this knot too tight, so that it's not too bulky, so that this can lay relatively flat. When you close that, it looks like this, and I think that's an interesting thing, because you don't know where this thing comes from, and you can see through the hole here, and you don't know where this thing comes from. And you can also, of course, make a closure for this whole thing just by putting something here through the hole, wrapping it around, make a little bow here so that it's closed here, and then you can't open it. You can use it for some, secret journaling or that stuff, something that, is a personal diary or whatever, so that you can close it here. I think that's a really, some kind of a different idea. So, so I would say this is finished. So let's see what we can do next. I have both things here prepared for you so that you can imagine what we are going to do now. And for this thing, I have used a piece from my ephemera pack. So this comes from the Ocean Eyes ephemera pack. And this shape, I think, brought some of you in trouble. There were so many messages that I got on how, with a question how to use this piece and how to use this shape. I thought when I made this, and I think I'm nearly the only digital designer that uses this shape in his digital artwork. So I thought it would be totally clear how to use that, but some of you were struggling. And today I would like to show you 2 ways how you can use this. I will tell you how it was meant to be from me, but of course you can also use it in different ways. And that's also an answer to one of your questions. So there was a question if I can show different ways to use one and the same piece. So of course you can do that with many other things, especially in this junk journaling area. Area, that's not the right word, I think. In this junk journaling theme and topic and this world, you can do that with many things. And I think you are doing this already, to use one piece, but in a totally different way for different projects. So first of all, I would like to have the corners of such a journaling card a little bit rounded. So that will be some kind of a base for our project now. So we will need 2. So I will take a second one and round the corners here. This can go back. And then I would like to back these both cards here with some other material. So when you print this out, then of course, it's a normal thing that it's the thickness of your printer paper. That's of course normal. And it's a good idea, I think, to back that with some other material. So I have here, somewhere here, such a card. And I think that could go with these colors if I spray some coffee to these cards and makes them a little bit more brown and a little bit more vintage. This is a little bit more vintage, but it's still much too bam for me. So I will take, where is it? I can't find it. So let's take this one instead of the one that I wanted to use. So I'm taking a stamp. So this is brand new. Don't know what will happen now. I got this from AliExpress. I guess you could also take this off, and put that to an acrylic block, but I will not do that, so that I have a better control over this, to stamp really randomly. I think that's enough. So that can go here, or perhaps better the other one with the white. I think that's great. So I would like to show you different ways how you can back such a journaling card. So of course you can put this thing like so that you have this really cool frame around here. I would round the corners a little bit as well here. Go in. What's that? Don't know what's going on here. Oh, no, it works. I like to round the corners of my journaling cards, because that way they will go in and out to the pocket and out from the pocket really easily later when the pockets are when the corners are round. Sorry. And now this would look like this. But of course, you could also take such a piece and use this as the back side to journal on. So let's take that this way and put this thing here. But I think for this one, shall we make the frame a little bit smaller like I did it here? Or shall we leave it as it is? No, I think I will cut it. That's a little bit too big for me. Where's my thingy here? Okay, so I will just mark here. Oh, I think we could use this Tim Holtz cutting machine. So Margaret, if you're watching, thank you again for this gorgeous thing. This was sent to me by Margaret. She is such a gorgeous and awesome and sweet person. She has watched my videos and she said she would like to give me a little bit, yeah, something like a thank you, and give me something back. I think it's absolutely not necessary, but she sent me such a lovely package, and in this package there was, next to some other gorgeous things, this awesome paper trimmer. I still have to learn how this really works, but I think so. It's really difficult for me to measure this to see where I have to cut, because this edge, as you can see, what the paper trimmer makes is this gorgeous edge, and it's really hard to see, even if this is of course straight, but I have to learn that, and I'm still practicing to go with this machine. But I think we have it, and I think this looks really great. And of course this compared to this looks a little bit strange, because we have this white thing here, and I'm just taking some distress ink or perhaps some distress oxide. Can we do this? I don't know. That's peacock feathers. Don't know what Tim Holtz would say to this plan, but let's try that. And then I will spritz that not with water but with coffee to mute that down a little bit as well, because this color is really extreme. Okay, so here we go. I think that looks really cool. Even if I think that my camera can't catch the real colors of this, but yeah, we have to live with that. So we will take this in this direction. Let's see if this still works. Yeah, I think that's gorgeous. That's cool. So let's see. Let's better take this one here and this one here. Yeah, so let's go. Okay, so what do we have to do next? Okay, so when we have prepared this, we can just put that aside for a moment, and let's talk about this strange pieces here. So originally this was meant to be a belly band. Really simple. It's not that you know, spectacular than you perhaps thought. When I created this shape, I thought you can take it like so, put it here, I mean glue it here, and then you can put something behind. So as I did it here, you can put a tag behind or whatever you want. But of course you could also glue it additionally here or sew it, and then you will have a pocket and this tag will go only until here. That would look really nice as well. You could also cover this with some lace or decorate this with some special things that can hang here, some of this really special lace, you know what I mean, these little things like this but more filigrane. You can put everything what you want here or wherever, and that was the original plan to use it. But of course you can also use this and fold that in half and use it in a totally different way. With this thing, that would be not so great because we would cut the octopus nose here when we would fold it in half. So I used this one here that's a little bit more abstract and without such an animal on top, so that it's no problem to fold it. Just fold it in half like this. And now, perhaps some, what's that? Some distressing here and there so that it looks not so naked. I mean, these ephemera pieces that come with my kids have always a tiny bit of some kind of a distressed edge. Can you see that? I try to make that when it's possible to my designs so that you could use it like it is and it has this light frame. But I don't like to do that too extremely because I know there are some people who don't like this distressed edge around. So I make it lightly so that you can use it as it is, but of course you can additionally distress it. And now we will take this thing here and this. And first of all, I'm just putting some glue here on the back of this card and bring it here to the middle so that it's the same space around. And I just glue it in the middle here because I want to sew it, so I can make sure that when I sew around that I don't get any glue into my sewing machine, and that will stay in place later, of course. And then I take this thing here and bring it here like so, or of course you could take it the other way around, put it here like so, or so then in the end it will look like this. It's here, it's one line with the card, but of course you could also make it like this and use this little thing that will be created here as some kind of a page tab. So or if you want to put that into a pocket or an envelope or whatever, then you can use that to take it out easier. So let me just demonstrate that. So this envelope is a little bit too big, but if you have this in your journal, for example, it's easy to hold when it's not sewn, for example like so, then this little thing is peeking out here and you can grab it here and take it out like so. So that would be also a possibility that you can do. Or you could also take this and put it to the top of such a journaling card. To be honest, this thing for this card is a little bit too big, but please imagine that the card that you've created is a little bit bigger than this. There are so many different ways to use this. That's, yeah. Okay, so let's decide if we want to have it this way. Yeah, I think so, because the plans here are in the right direction then. Okay, I will just sew around that and then I will show you how I decorate this little thing. Okay, so here we go. Oopsala, what's that? Okay, so that's not totally dry. Have to be a little bit careful with that, so but that's no problem. As you can see here, I've sewn around, yeah, relatively, you know, normal. Yeah, so a normal zigzag stitch mixed with some straight stitching here. If you would like to compare that, here I went a little bit crazy and I went a little bit, yeah, in different ways around. I've mixed this zigzag stitching with a straight stitch, made some really strange mistakes here. As you can see, a little bit some crazy things, but of course you can decide which of this stitching methods or sewing methods you like better. Now we have this, and now I like to do some really simple things. I know I mentioned that before, and I know I tell you that in nearly every of my videos, but it's so simple. Just take a piece of washi tape, take a tiny bit of paper like this. So this, by the way, this comes from our jelly plate experiments that we made the other day. That's this thin paper that I used to take the color off from the plate in between of this little lace that I used there. So we can do it like this and use that as a collage material. And then we can probably add some lace. So, by the way, that perhaps I can show you that. You know that I told you some things that I found out for my own organization on my desk while I'm working on a junk journal. And this series shall also be, not only showing you this process of making a junk journal, but I would also like to share some tips and tricks and some organization ideas. Perhaps you have seen my tutorial on how to make this little organizer, this little ephemera organizer, using some old books. There will be another tutorial on something really cool, I think, that will come in a few days. I don't know exactly when. I have recorded it, but I don't know when I will publish it. But another thing, and that's also an idea for organization, another thing, and that looks really strange, but it's really helpful, is this little thing here. So this is, this kind of tablet. Is that the right word? I don't know. So this is meant to place it to your table and carry some glasses or whatever. And here on this thing, I have all my fabric materials, all my washi tapes, all the lace, all this kind of stuff, the colors and some embossing material and that stuff that I want to use during my project. And I have this here on this thing. It looks like a mess, but it isn't. Because this little mess has a frame around. It has this walls here, and the mess can't go out of this little space. And I can take this, put that to my shelf, take it back for this project. I can clean my table without the need of putting everything back to my containers and that stuff, and I can carry that wherever I want. And I think it's a really great idea if such a mess has a frame. I don't know if that makes sense, but I also have this thing here. I've clipped that here. Clipped? Is that an English word? I don't know. You know, I use this thing here. I think it's bulldog clamp. And made this like so that it can't fall apart, and I have everything here that I can see it and decide what I want to use. Yeah, so cool. I think that's cool. Perhaps a helpful thing for you as well. And I think here we've found what we want to use, and now I have both pieces, and I can just cut the length that I want, like so, and the rest can go back to my little thing there and can be stored until I use it the next time. Please tell me that this is a great idea. But I'm also really curious what you will say to my idea that comes next in this organization topic thing. I'm really excited. So I think we could just staple this here. I just wanted to say we can just tucker this here, because this is Tucker in German. Tucker, if you want to learn some German as well. So there were many nice comments of you. So perhaps some of you have, no, not perhaps, I'm starting from you. Some of you have some family in Germany or Austria, or they have some, grandmothers or other family people, or family that's not on this earth anymore. So people that have passed away that came from Germany or Austria, and you always write so cute comments, and you say that you like to watch my German videos as well, if you even if you don't understand a word, and that's so cute. And I also want to say thank you for that. And yeah, sometimes you write that you have learned some German words, hopefully not only the bad German words. But so I thought that I can perhaps share some German words with you as well. So you are helping me to improve my English skills, and why not helping you with some German words as well. So let's spritz this flower. Die Blume. The flower. Perhaps I shall make a channel where you can learn German while you are crafting. Would that be a good idea? I think so. Die Blume ist trocken. The flower is dry. Nice. It's a little bit very turquoise. But it's darker than the frame, and I think that's okay. The longer I look at it, the more I like it, so let's glue that. And now let's go with this little thingy here and put that together. So on this card that I've prepared, I haven't sewn here. I've just glued this little belly band here, but I think it would be really nice if we first sew this here, because in this case we have a much bigger frame around the card. Look at this. This card is much smaller. This green frame is much smaller, and I think it would look a little bit strange if this is only glued. I wanted to bring some interest, some additional interest to this card by sewing this. And if you want to do that and you want to have this belly band, this card and the backing, so this 3 pieces, of course you have to do that sewing with this belly band first, so that the stitching is here. And then you can glue this or sew around here. Otherwise, if you would do it the other way around, you would have the stitching from this side and this side on the back side. And I think that looks a little bit strange. We want to journal on the back side. So I take this and go to my sewing machine. Okay, so I think we have some special effect here. Look at this. I haven't done it really carefully, and I have this little edge here now. Yeah, perhaps we can cover that up with something so that looks really strange. Of course you can, perhaps you can do that and say this is meant to be like it is, but of course it was not planned. But I think now, not so bad. I think we can't see it anymore. Yippee-yay. As Bruce Willis in Stirb langsam. How is that in English? Die slowly. I don't know if that is the English translation of this movie. I don't know. Bruce Willis would say Yippee-yay, Schweinebacke in the German translation. So of course we could put this here as it is, just glue it or sew around it, and then we would have the backing of our journaling card. I mean, yeah, that would be the whole thing. And I did that here. Yeah, I did that here. I've sewn it completely. But what you also, of course, can do is to put the glue or the sewing only on three sides. Sorry, I just have to decide how I want to do that. Shall we put that somewhere here? So of course you could put it here and here, so that you have a tuck spot here, or here and here and here, so that you have a pocket here on this side, or here and here and here, so that you have a pocket here on top. And I think I would like to do that. and put a second tag here into the pocket. So I will just put some glue here just to hold that in place, to take it to my sewing machine so that I don't move it, like so. And if you want to glue it, you can take a glue that has this thinner opening here on the top so that you can get the glue really thin around. With the sewing machine, that's no problem, so you can sew where you want. It will be okay. And what we also could do, and perhaps I should have done that earlier, but I think it will be still possible, have this corner rounder that has on the other side, this says notch. So this is a thing where you can also make some envelopes with. I don't know how to make those envelopes. I'm an idiot. I'm not able to figure that out. But I like to use that to make such things so that you can have an easier way to take the things that you want to put in here out. So I will go to my sewing machine and sew here, and then I will be back. Okay, so here we go. Now this looks like this, and I'm really happy with this whimsical and this special frame and the sewing on top. I think that's really some kind of confusing for the eye, but I like those things. And here I went a little bit crazy with my sewing as well. I went to the top and then back and forth, and you know, here as well. Can you see that? I made a little bit, some kind of crazy stitching here. I think I have a problem here with the card, but I can repair that just gluing something here on top. But I think this way, when the background is such loud and such confusing for the eye, then this is popping out much better and much more. And of course, if you want to compare that, this is a totally different style than this. Yeah, and you could also bring this out a little bit more. I'm just thinking about that. I haven't planned that, so that's one of my strange ideas that I get during my videos. So let's try to take such a crayon and go over this thread a little bit. Smear that. I think we will need something wet to smear that a little bit better. So that's not what I wanted, but don't give up, Louise. I'm just spritzing a little bit of coffee to my baby wipe so that I can blend this a little bit better. Ooh, it's probably a little bit too much. No, that will be great. That will be really great in the end. Believe me, please believe me. Don't run away. Like so. And like so. And perhaps here as well, to make that a little bit more dark here. Like this. Oh, I think I like this. Look how this is popping out now. So what I'm not so happy about is this, you know, in between of the thread and the edge of the blue pocket, there's this white thing. I'm not so happy about that, but I think the rest is really, really great. Let's make it a little bit more intensive here. And I like to play around with these things and try out different looks. I mean, I made this card here, obviously for my German video. You know that I make videos in German and English. And this I made a few hours ago. And then I tried to show you the same thing. But sometimes this is not possible because I get new ideas during I'm recording this and during my process, and then things like that can happen. And I think this is absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, love that. Okay, so now we will need 2 tags for this thing. We will need one tag that we can put in here in this bigger pocket. So let me just clean my fingers from this crayon. Let's put that away. And we have one tag within the ephemera pack. That's this one. And I think this will fit perfectly in here. It's a little bit too long, but that's no problem. You can just... I will do that with my cutting machine. I will just cut a little bit here. And that's also, of course, a possibility to change a tag from its original shape to this. Some of you like to have this angle here of this edge, and some of you like this. Yeah, so you can of course change the angle of this cutted edges just by doing this and take that off. And the other good thing is that this will fit in here now really perfectly. So let's make a hole. Oh my goodness, a hole here on top, approximately to the middle. Let's take such a thing here again. Place that here. And what shall we do with the back side of this? Shall we put some coffee to it, or what shall we do? We have these flowers here on this background paper, so why not using this thing? I think I like that. I will just staple it here. Use my tucker. Could you remember the word? And tucker this here. Okay, so like this. And then we will need a second one to put in here. So for that plan, of course, you could use anything that you have. I like to use such an index card. No, it's not an index card. I know an index card has this little thing here. You know, it's this library card. No, it's also not a library card. I don't know how this is called. Karteikarte in German. Karteikarte. What an ugly word. Karteikarte. It's a card. So let's turn this ugly word and the ugly card into a nice thing. And now here I mean, how can I explain that? Since you have sewn this belly band, this thing with the octopus on top, you don't have the chance to take a ruler and measure how wide this has to be, this tag, I mean. So I like to put it on top and see where my stitching is, cut it approximately to the size that will fit in here, and then I make sure that it's not too loose but also not too tight in here, so that it can't fall out, but that you have the chance to get it out easily. And then I like to try to find out how long this has to be. I don't want to cover up too much of our three-dimensional shading here. So I think this will be the maximum here. And here I would like to be under this little notch that we have there. So approximately here. So I will just cut that here with my cutting machine. Like so. And something says me that I've said a few minutes ago I will cut that here with my sewing machine. I'm not really sure, but I think when I'm editing the video I will find this sentence. I'm not sure, but I think I have said that. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now we have this. Let's check if that fits in here. Like so. I think that's cute. But that's of course totally the wrong color. So we could now, since we have the design paper here, I think I would like to take a bit of this collage paper and just glue it on top or sew it. Or can we perhaps, oh, would that fit? Can we perhaps take a part of this seahorse and put that here so that it can... Okay, so now I have a really strange idea. Now I have a really strange idea that's totally not planned. Okay, so let's try something. Okay. And now, what about cutting this tag here so that we can put it inside, and this part will go over this belly band. I've never done something like that before, but if I will put it in here like so, it will go here until this little point where the neck of the seahorse is. I mean here, where his chin is, or where's the chin of a seahorse, I don't know. But what if we, yeah, nothing can be lost. I will just cut that, and if it doesn't work or if I doesn't like it, I can always make it new. So let me cut here. By the way, seahorse, it's Seepferdchen in German. Does that look strange? I really don't know. I think the head of the seahorse can't be recognized so well. Now this goes in here. You could also do it like so. That would be oopsala. That looks look at this. That looks really strange. But I think if you have this and you think, hey, what's that? And you take this out and this seahorse comes out, it looks really, really interesting and really cool. Yeah, okay, so we have this. I think this is an option. It's some kind of strange, but you can also do it like so. I think that would look much better. Okay, so now we have to do some finishing touches, I think. So I think that makes a really big difference. What do you think about this? Okay, so that's our front side. Where's the other piece that we've made? Here. And I think these both are matching each other really, really well, even if they are not totally the same, of course not, but we've used some of the same materials. And I think also when you turn this like so, or put this into your journal on 2 pages that are next to each other, that could look really great, and that could make this kind of color bridge as well. And what I also would like to suggest is, if you put this somewhere to your journal, for example into a pocket, then take the crayon and do the same thing to your pocket where you want to put in this card that we did here. Then the whole thing will go much better together. So you could also, for example, take a tuck spot that comes with the ephemera pack. Where is it? I can't find it. Here. So, for example, this one here. So no, this one is not so good because the octopus would be the wrong way around. So let's take this one. That has to go like so. Okay, but it would be possible as the like this as well. Take this tuck spot, for example, place it to your page where you want to have it, and then go around this tuck spot with the black crayon, or first with your sewing machine like we did it here, and then with the crayon. And then you will have the same look of the tuck spot like you have here on this pocket with the shading. And I think that would be really, really great. And even if you don't do that, or you don't like that, it fits together really, really well. And that's only because we've used the same materials and the same techniques over and over again. I hope you liked this, and I hope you like this little idea of making such journaling cards and tags, or tags in a journaling card, or how can I say that? Hopefully we will see the next time. I wish you a really, really creative time and a really great day or night or whatever time it is where you are now. So see you the next time. Thank you so much for watching and being here with me. See you. Bye bye.